Lexus presents tennis on Sky Sports.
Right, well, it is semi-finals in the men's singles coming up, and we are very excited about the fact that Jack Draper is playing Jannik Sinner, the world number one, who is also a good friend of his and an occasional doubles partner. It's an interesting combination for so many different reasons. I have Feliciano, Lopez, Marion, Bartoli alongside me. We're not going with the British flavour tonight. We're going international to see what we think without being British focused on this one. So Feliciano first, what are your thoughts so far on Jack Draper?
Well, my thoughts so far on Jack Draper, I mean, he's living the best moment of his career. He's been showing a lot of, determination, braveness, and also, given the circumstances he was, facing last year, only 1 year ago, he was wondering if he's going to be able to finish a 5-set match. And only 12 months later, he's living the best moment of his career, hasn't dropped a set already in this tournament. Of course, he's playing the number one player in the world. Of course, Sinner has been showing some of his best form in the previous rounds, but there's always a chance, when you walk on the court and there's another player at the other side of the net, and I think the way he's been playing in this tournament, I think he has a good chance.
I wondered what you were going to say there. Okay.
A good chance.
Marion, a chance, a good chance.
It's all about reading the hand signals.
What does that mean in Spanish?
That means 50-50 about.
What's the French opinion then?
Well, all I can recall back in the days when I used to play my first semi-final for Grand Slam, I actually played against the number one player in the world myself on the other side of the net, and it was for my first Wimbledon semi-final, and Justine and I was just winning absolutely everything that year. She was coming from winning Roland Garros. She actually ended up winning the US Open afterwards, and it's a little bit the same for Jannik Sinner's situation when he has been the top player, the most informed players of the first 6 months. Obviously, Novak Djokovic has been able to grab his medal titles at the Olympics. But I just feel for Jack, when you look at Jannik Sinner's performance so far, he has been some downs at some moments. And very much it was the case against Medvedev when he just lost a set out of the blue and nothing was much happening. And I was listening to the commentary and I think very rightly so, John McEnroe said, well, there's really not much happening there, because sometimes you just have to say the truth when, even though it's a quarterfinal for Grand Slam, even though it's Jannik Sinner plays against Daniil Medvedev, sometimes the level of tennis is not that high. And I think Jack could capitalize on this, going on the court thinking his best assets is to move the ball fast around the court, to use a heaviness topspin forehand that can go high into the backhand of Sinner. We all know that Sinner loves the forehand. But take him out of the court to that side, make him play a little high. Probably he's going to drop it short, then out of that try to make something on that ball.
The good news, I think, is that Jack has the skills
exactly
to show, or at least to not being outplayed by Sinner, which is the 90% of the times he's so powerful that he outplays almost everyone. But Jack has the skills to play also a bit in his terms, I think.
Okay. Who do you think is going to win that match?
My heart goes with Jack, and my mind goes with Sinner in 5.
5 sets. Marion?
I wish I could relive the dream of him a Raducanu run, but I think it's going to be Sinner in a tight 4 sets.
Okay, right. Thank you. That's why we've got you on, to get the international
perspective.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's look at the American side of the draw. We've got Francis Tiafoe against Taylor Fritz. Both of them. The crowd will be interesting. They're both American. They're both looking for a first Grand Slam final. Oh, what do you think about this one?
When Taylor got the most out of Francis in the meetings, I mean, clearly he has been able to find the key against him. But I think Francis Tiafoe at the US Open is just another kind of player. He just comes in with just so much charisma, so much momentum, so much energy onto the court that he's going to take it off stopping from Taylor Fritz. I just wonder if the crowd is going to sit thinking, well, we're going to have an American player in the final, or if they're going to lean towards one player or the other, because that could be a huge factor to play your first US Open final at home if you feel like the whole crowd is rooting for you and pushing for you.
There's something in this tournament and in this city that it brings out the best version of Tiafoe.
And I think for Tiafoe, if you can get the crowd going for him, he can make it like so physical out there that he might have a little bit more in terms of, you know, bringing the energy, bringing the show on the court, and Taylor
It does
Fritz.
feel, though, that Fritz has that belief all of a sudden,
Yeah,
though.
it just plays more aggressive, you know, and that was the case against Zverev. Zverev was so passive in this match. I mean, he told it himself in the press conference. He couldn't feel the backhand, which is normally a shot he would wake up in the middle of the night and play that backhand like really all night long. And then he couldn't feel the backhand, and Taylor went aggressive, using the forehand, running around, really took the match out of his hand. I don't think Frances is going to play passive. I think Frances is going to
none of them is going to play passive, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
But
And he's going to bring physicality.
Prime time, night match.
Yeah, it's showtime.
Yeah.
Showtime.
Yeah. Okay, then, showtime for you two.
That's a tough one.
Who
to call.
is
My
going to
God,
win
it's a
that?
tough one
I
to
go
call.
Tiafoe.
Yeah, I think he
Big
can do
four.
it. I think Big Four can pull it off.
Okay. So
Yeah.
we're going Big Foe, Tiafoe versus Sinner. British tennis fans.
The Cincinnati
Sorry.
Open final again.
It is the US Open.
But one thing-
semi-finals gone.
We hope to be wrong. We hope
Yes,
Jack is going to win.
exactly.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep. We are all hoping for that. We do have semi-finals coming up. Thank you for listening to the Sky Sports Tennis Podcast.